Hi, you guys. Today I'm going to show you how to make this stunning gluten-free sunflower buffalo chicken bread. It is going to wow your guests at a Super Bowl party or any party you have. It's so easy, but y'all, it is so good. You won't believe how easy this is, and nobody will know that it's gluten-free. I can guarantee it. So let's get started. So I'm going to put some leftover chicken that I had for dinner last night. It just had like some blackened seasoning on it. You can use rotisserie chicken or whatever you have and put it in my KitchenAid mixer and chop it up. This was all over the internet years ago, and I started using it when I made my chopped chicken salad. I will put a link for that below. It's on my website. It is so good and it's so easy, and it comes together in about like 5 minutes. So good. But we're talking about the buffalo chicken bread here. So I'm going to chop this up. And to this, I'm adding Frank's Red Hot sauce. That's my favorite. If you don't like Frank's, if you like Tabasco or whatever, use whatever you like. And I'm also going to add some ranch dressing. Again, there's like a debate over which is better, ranch or blue cheese. I like both of them, so I'm using ranch this time. Sometimes I'll use blue cheese. And to this, I'm also going to add a combination of mozzarella and cheddar cheeses. You can change that up, use Monterey Jack, pepper jack, whatever you want. It's your party. So once you have this filling made, just set it aside and we'll get to the bread. So this dough is my sweet dough from my cinnamon rolls, from so many other things that I make. And I just pulled out, it's about 14 ounces, which is about, I think, 425 grams or so. You don't have to be exactly precise with that, but what I do is I weigh each piece, so each piece is the same weight. So in this case, it was like 210, I think, about 210 grams per piece. And again, you don't have to weigh them. I just like precision with weighing. And since you already have the scale, because I know you have a scale if you're making any of my recipes, it's just so much easier to do and get an exact same size to it. So we're going to roll out each of these into about 10-inch in diameter circles. And I'll just take this as if it were like a pie crust and fold it up and then unfold it onto a piece of parchment, because I'm going to roll out the other one. And then when I have both of them done, you will roll out each to a 10-inch circle. Then when you have both of them done, put the bottom one on something like that can go right in the oven that doesn't have a lip. It's better to have something without a lip, like a baking sheet that has a lip, just because you'll see in a minute it's going to be much easier to cut and shape. So when I made the filling, I made it for a double recipe because I'm actually going to be making 2 of these loaves of sunflower bread. So in this case, I'm only using half of this filling, but the recipe that is on my site is actually for just one loaf. So once you have this, all of the filling on there, go ahead and spread it out to about within a half an inch or so, maybe a little bit less. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be precise in this. I just use my hands a little bit and kind of flatten it and kind of just try to, spread it out a little bit more. And then take the other one and unfold it onto the top. And then I kind of just pinch the edges around to seal. But I'm also going to show you a trick at the end after shaping this on how to get those edges nice for baking. So I'm just taking an overturned ramekin and just putting a circle just as a guide. I'm not cutting down or anything. And then I'm going to start cutting at opposite ends. So it'd be like a clock at 12 and 6, and then at 3 and 9. So we have 4 cuts, and then each of those will be cut in half to make 8, and then each of those will be cut into thirds to make a total of 24 petals. And if you've ever seen those star breads, like at Christmas time, I had done one before. I don't think I have a video for it, but I'll leave a link for that as well. That was a dessert bread. So I think it had almond, like an almond frangipan filling, and raspberry jam or something like that. I will leave a link for that recipe in the description box below as well. And then just take your knife and go around and cut all of the slits. And you may have to wipe your knife off after each cut because it does get a little gooey. And of course, this is gluten-free dough, so it doesn't act quite the same. It tends to get a little sticky. But it can still be cut. And just go around, cut each of these. And these are the petals for the sunflower. It is really the coolest thing. When I saw this like years ago, and I just thought I really wanted to make this out of my sweet dough, because the sweet dough is the easiest to work with, in my opinion, to shape. And even though it's sweet, it doesn't come out sweet. It's more like the Hawaiian rolls or Hawaiian bread that we used to have. It's just not, it's got like a little subtle hint of sweetness, but not a complete overly sweet, unless you add sweet stuff to it like cinnamon rolls. Now, once you're done cutting, then all we have to do, we're not going to twist these like we would with the star bread. We're just going to turn them once. Well, it is twisting, but it's not a full 2 or 3 twist. It's twist and then put it on its side, so the filling is facing up. And then you kind of pinch the edges. And sometimes you have to use both your hands to get to lift up on it closer to the circle in the middle. And you just go around and do this for all the petals. And now what I like to do is I like to take scissors and just snip a little bit of that extra dough at the edges, because this hasn't risen yet or baked, of course. So once it rises and then it bakes, you're going to be left with a large area of basically unfilled dough or bread. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you want it to be a good ratio of dough or filling to dough, then you want to snip those edges. And then cover it, let it rise, not until doubled, but you can see it's slightly puffy, noticeably larger. And this takes anywhere from like 30 to 45 minutes or so. And then preheat your oven to 350, and now brush it with an egg wash just to give it some color. And also what I like to do is sprinkle some or grind some freshly grated black pepper in the middle to make it look like the seeds of a sunflower. You can also do like black sesame seeds or poppy seeds, whatever you have, or nothing. You don't have to put anything there. And I'm just trimming off the rest of the parchment paper so it doesn't burn in the oven. So we're going to put this in the oven for about 15 minutes. And when it comes out, look at this. It is so beautiful. It's really, really hot right now. But I'm just showing you how soft this bread is. It is so soft, you guys. Nobody will ever know this is gluten-free. But I'm telling you, it is amazing. But if you're not into buffalo chicken filling, try stuffing it with a pizza filling. That would be excellent too. Enjoy.